Alrighty, we got ourselves some Final Phase. Final Phase.
That we do.
So, Kyle, you want me to go first?
I mean, I'm already right here. Might as well let my better cards go first.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to start off with green. Eladamri Corvig Doll. It's 1 generic and then 2 forest. It's an elf warrior. It's a 3/3. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Then its ability is 1 forest. Tap it. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. Reveal a card from your hand or the top card of your library. If you reveal a creature this way, put it onto the battlefield. Activate only during your turn. What? Like, if this was 2 colors, I mean, you can make a green deck just around this as well. Big stompy things for sure. You got a couple mana dorks out there, and then tap them and start revealing creature cards and putting them onto the battlefield. Like, this is a kill on sight instantly when you see this on the battlefield. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's like 2 cards combined between Augur of Autumn, but with that whole entire first 2 sentences, that's been proven to be really good already. And it's on a 3 mana card, and it has the ability to not only put a card from the top of your card in your library, because now you can see it, but also from your hand too. By tapping 2 creatures. And you're in green. You're going to have 2 creatures.
Oh yeah, this is an absolute slay.
It's like
Any creature-centric deck, you don't even really need to have creatures. This is just an easy way for you to be able to look at the top of your card. So that's going to be my first one. My next one is going to be Disruptor Flute. It's an artifact, 2 generic. As it enters the battlefield, I get to choose a card name, probably your commander. Spells with the chosen name cost 3 more to cast, which is generic. And then activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. If your commander, very unlikely unless you're a landfall-centric deck, is really going to have mana abilities on that. So this is an instant stop where you're utilizing any type of card to get rid of it. That's what is an immediate thought when I see this come onto the battlefield, because now you're slowing them down. You're making them pay 3 generic more. What are your thoughts on it?
Is this a counter card?
Yeah, it has flash.
This is like a counter card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, flash enters the battlefield, choose a card name, the card that you cast. Now it's going to cost 3 more to cast. Let me know if that's how the rule works.
So what is it? Spellslinger Tithe, I think, is the creature that is like that, except it's only in your hand.
The only thing is like, when the person casts the card, I believe it's not a counter card because they already cast it. So once that cast activation happens, it's already done.
It might
choose the name of whatever that person casted when you play Disruptor Flute. It's saying that it costs 3 more to cast, but if you already cast it, then it doesn't matter. So I guess it's not a counter card, but
we'll have to see, because I think it could be
basically a Curse of Silence.
Because when I see someone going to tap their mana, and it looks like they're going to go cast their commander with this flash, don't I have the ability to...
Yeah, you're right. I mean, here's the thing.
Like in a tournament...
Flash, so it should
in a tournament, you tap that mana is full. You're no longer using it for it. It will then be drained after that phase is over. That's what I believe is how it would work.
Yeah, because you're trying to cast it, so the cast trigger happens, and then if you make the cast trigger cost more than what it is, then I think they just have to pay 3 more.
Yeah, because
I'm pretty sure that it is counter.
In a tournament, the moment I tap that mana, that land for mana, it's you don't get to untap it and switch it around. No.
Well, you just won't be able to cast it anymore.
Yeah.
And then it just comes back to you.
Exactly. We're in agreement. So that's why I think it's an absolute slay. Absolutely. So that's going to be my second one. My third one is going to be Sylvan Safekeeper. It is 1 green. I love this because its ability is sacrifice a land. Target creature you control gains Shroud until end of turn. So if I'm putting this in any, I don't know, landfall, graveyard, recursion theme decks, Wait, honestly, I think if you're playing anything with green or black for landfall, I mean, you have to have green to begin with. But if you're doing Golgari, it's the best combination for it. Or even if you're doing fourth Thalia in the Gitrog monster, I would be putting this in that deck in the 99 all day. Exactly, because you're bringing your lands back from the graveyard often. You've got a bunch of spells that are in there. So I think it's a great utility and protection card because, one, you're putting more lands in the graveyard. But that's going to be my third one. Do you have any thoughts on that?
It goes right in my board Gamos. It's so good. This card has the ability to just protect any of your creatures. If you're in that land-centric graveyard-style recursion deck, yep. It's a fire fate. It's a shot.
Yeah. So, and my final one is going to be Ocelot Pride, 1 white mana. It is a cat. It's a 1/1. It's got first strike and lifelink. It's got Ascend, which means if I control 10 or more permanents, I get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. And then at the beginning of my end step, if you gain life this turn, create a 1/1 white cat creature token. Then if you have the city's blessing for each token you control that's entered the battlefield this turn, create a token that's a copy of it. I like this a lot because, one, if I have this in the later game and I have 10 permanents out, this automatically gives me the city's blessing, so I don't even care about life gain anymore. I wouldn't want to play this in the beginning too much unless I did have a little bit of a focus around lifelink, other than it attacking, but I'm probably not going to attack with this card very often unless I do get it out like right then and there.
I mean, you might get like 1 or 2 attacks in.
Yeah, like at most. So unless somebody tries to kill it immediately, which,
I mean, when you're running white, you're bound to get some type of life gain. Other cool thing about this is just for each token you control that enter the battlefield, create a copy. Yeah, I mean, you're just doubling your tokens basically.
Yeah,
it's a 1 mana anointed
procession. It has the limiter on it. So you wouldn't want to play it in the beginning because you would need to play it with 10 or more permanents.
Still 1 mana anointed procession.
Absolutely. But
you have to meet conditions, but still 1 mana
anointed
procession.
Exactly. So this is definitely going in a token deck. But those are going to be my fire faves. We're going to go over to Tom's now. And then
my not so important fire fave. Now time for the less important fire faves, I guess.
Let them be the judge.
All right, for the first one that we're going with, that's right, it's blue. It's Volatile Stormdrake for 2 mana creature. It comes out as a 3/2 flying hexproof with activated and triggered abilities. When it enters the battlefield, exchange control of Volatile Stormdrake and target creature an opponent controls. If you do, you get 4 energy counters. Then sacrifice that creature unless you pay an amount of energy equal to its mana value. Yeah, this card's good. In a proliferate deck, to take someone else's card away from them, switch it with Volatile Drake, I mean, you're automatically going to be able to keep one of the cards at least 1 turn if it's 4 mana or less. Now, on top of that, it's also a 2 mana destroy a card in a sense because you're taking it and then you're going to sacrifice it. Granted, they get to keep Volatile Stormdrake, but not that it really matters. But if you throw in a proliferate deck with this type of card, now you get to keep that card for however long you can keep up with the energy counters. And if you're playing around an energy-centric deck, this card becomes really good.
Yeah, so this is a control card where you're basically stealing the other creature as long as you meet the conditions of having enough energy for when you play this.
Yeah, but you also get to kill that creature regardless because that creature is getting sacrificed at the end. So it's a 2 mana destroy also. So it has 2 different effects. When you get to steal a creature, you get to use it, but 2, you also get to destroy it.
No, I mean, that's if you don't pay the energy cost.
Yeah, you get to sacrifice the creature. So if you have something ridiculous out, but I just happen to have the Volatile Stormdrake, I'm going to take it, I'm going to use it, and then maybe I might make some use of it, depending on the way how my deck's built.
I would just want to keep it. Take something strong.
Yeah, but at worst, you get to destroy it. That's your worst situation.
See what I'm saying, people? Less fire faves.
Shut up! This is a good ass card.
Okay, go into your next one then.
Anyways, next one's going to be Grist, Voracious Larva. Once again, this could be your commander as a 1 mana cost. So, Grist, Voracious Larva, 1 green, legendary creature insect, comes out as a 1/2, has Death Touch, and whenever it or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it entered from your graveyard, or you cast it from the graveyard, you can pay 1 additional green. If you do, you get to flip it, and it becomes the Planeswalker itself, where it comes out with 3 loyalty counters, Grist the Plague Swarm, +1 loyalty. You get to create a 1/1 black green insect creature token. Then you mill 2 cards, and you put a Death Touch counter on the token if it was a black card was milled this way. -2, you're destroying a target artifact or enchantment, and then -6 for each creature card in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 1/1 black green insect. This thing can be silly. In my eyes, I see this being played as a turn 1, turn 2, play both a Village Rites and a Malakir Rebirth. So now you get to return it back from the graveyard. Oh, it says it has to be cast. No, enter from the battle or from the graveyard. So you can do that turn 2 and then have it flip by turn 2. And then this way you'll be able to have the Planeswalker side out turn 2. And just mill your deck out. Maybe destroy some artifacts and enchantments in the process. But ideally, you want to have this thing survive for an extra 3 turns. You do also have proliferate cards in green, which is great. Cranker Bloom, Evolution Sage. And then from that point forward, just ultimate. And then you're going to be taking all those cards that are in your graveyard right onto the battlefield as 1/1 green insects. To me, that's pretty cool effect. I like it. I like it a lot. Nothing?
Nada.
Like, this man doesn't play green Golgari.
Nope.
Says the person with Gave.
That ain't Golgari, bruh.
Yeah, but it has Golgari colors in it. Anyways.
It's got Selesnya colors in it, too.
Anyways, whatever. Ajani, Nactal, or Nacatl, Pariah. It is a 1 white, 1 generic, legendary creature cat warrior. When it enters the battlefield, create a 2/1 cat warrior creature token, and then whenever 1 or more cats you control die, you may exile Ajani and then return to the battlefield, transform. Goes great with the Ocelot Pride, and then with that, when it flips, Ajani Cattle Avenger comes out with 3 loyalty counters. You get the +2, its first ability. Put a +1/+1 on each cat you control. For the 0 cost, you create a 2/1 cat creature token. When you do, if you control a red permanent other than Ajani, he deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to any target. That's 0. That's awesome. And then for the -4, each opponent chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents they control, then sacrifices the rest. I think this is awesome. I think this is great. Cats are back on the map again. I mean, they've always been on the map, if you ask me. Pair this with the Felidar Retreat. Pair this with the Ocelot Pride. I mean, you have Boros cats. I love it. Thank you. God, would you, what do you guys say about the card? Anything?
If you're not making a cat deck, this doesn't matter.
Yep, but cats. Woo!
Are there any more fire faves?
Nah. I like them all. These are the ones I like.
All right, we're going to go to Slayer Nay.